Hello again, YouTube. I'm going to be responding to some questions by theblackhand2 today. So let's hear what he has to say in his video.
I'm going to end this video by posing this question to you, UltraForge. What brought the furry fandom to your attention?
Well, one of the things that brought the furry fandom to my attention is you've been all over the internet for at least 4 years. That's how long I've been watching the furry fandom. And the other thing that brought you guys to my attention is the way you interact with the rest of the internet. There seems to be a lot of a demand for preferential treatment. Like, I see a lot of furries saying, oh, we should never be trolled, we should never be trolled, and realistically, that's impossible. Every group on the internet gets trolled. Republicans get trolled by Democrats, Democrats troll Republicans, communists troll and get trolled, Christians and atheists troll each other, everybody gets trolled. I mean, it's just unrealistic to imagine an internet without trolling. It's not going to happen. And another thing that brought furries to my attention was the way they've been calling the FCTC and their allied trolls Nazis. You know, breaching Godwin's law all over the place, like it doesn't exist. Godwin's law, for those that don't understand it, is linked to a logical fallacy known as appeal to emotion. It is using a emotionally charged word, in this case Nazi, to try and negatively brand the opposition. And not only is it being used by furries on YouTube as sort of an appeal to emotion, it's also being used in a lot of cases as a straw man argument. If a furry can't come up with anything concrete in their arguments, they often fall back on, oh, you're a Nazi. But it's not just trolls that they've been calling Nazis. I've seen furries on the internet for years calling people who criticize them at all, not trolling them, not saying Yif in Hell or Anhero. I've been seeing them, calling people Nazis for years when it was not really deserved. According to a lot of the furries I've seen, saying anything bad about the fandom is on the level of killing 6 million Jews. In fact, the furries that do this sort of thing are, they're actually putting their precious little feelings above mass murder. Teasing on the internet, think about this, teasing on the internet is equal to the Holocaust. Mass murder. It's trivializing mass murder. And, every furry that calls a troll or a critic a Nazi, they act like this is something new. Like I say, it's not. They've been doing it for years. Let's see what else here.
Why do you troll the furry fandom?
Okay, well, right there, a lot of that goes back to, comparing the trolls to Nazis, and also comparing being teased over the internet to racial persecution. I think this is ludicrous, since furries are not a race. They can choose not to be furries. But a black person, they can't choose to be black. They are stuck being black for the rest of their lives. An Asian person is stuck being Asian for the rest of their lives. Or if somebody is mixed, they're stuck with that for the rest of their lives. And I'm a man in an interracial marriage. My wife is from northern China. My kids are going to grow up, looking mixed. And they're going to have to deal with at least some real-world racial prejudice. On one level, I certainly find this comparing, trolling and critiquing the fandom to Nazism or the KKK, I find it offensive. I'm not the only one. There is a guy on here named Unrelated 4 or maybe he's unrelated 5 now. He's been banned a lot and he keeps coming back. But he had relatives in Poland during the Nazi occupation, and they barely made it out with their lives. So, you know, that's another reason.
Are you are you trolling the fandom because you're just like many other trolls, just seeking lulz?
Oh, well, see, I'll admit, in some cases, lulls are definitely a factor. You know, I mean, if you can poke, for example, Super Beartube with a stick and he, like, writes a bunch of bad grammar, you know, and a bunch of really retarded arguments, you know, it's hilarious. You know, I mean, sometimes just pushing somebody's buttons over the internet is fun. I mean, any furry that doesn't understand how it could not be fun needs to try trolling somebody for a while. You don't have to troll other furries, but make up an alternate account, maybe on a different website, and just troll somebody. Just push somebody's buttons, find out what makes them tick, and use it to piss them off. It's hilarious. Let's see what else here.
Or do you see the problems within the furry fandom and you're trying to make furries aware of it, you know?
That's another reason too. I mean, there are all sorts of reasons to troll furries, you know, and the way I troll one furry might be different from the way I troll another. Sometimes you troll different furries to get different reactions out of them. You know, like Super Beartube, if I wanted to troll him, I know that I could get him to act really, really stupid and embarrass himself. But Tori Belliacci, though, I just wanted to pose intellectual questions. Number one, to see if I could get a reaction out of him at all. Number two, to see if I could get him to squirm some. Now, I didn't tell him to yiff in hell or anything like that, but I did try to put the screws to him on an intellectual level. Let's see, anything else here?
That basically, if you had control of the furry fandom, what would you do with the fandom? Do you have any advice that could...
Okay, any advice for the furry fandom? This video is running a little bit long here, I think, so I'll try putting that part into a part 2. So be looking for that.